Welcome back to Matcha Gotcha and another episode of A-Specs. Once again, you got the classic duo of Andrew. You got Will. How you doing tonight, Will?
I'm doing good. A little tired. The snow really
Oh
kind of
yeah.
took me out after today. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. How about you, Andrew?
Oh man, yeah, the snow's coming down here now, and it says to be that for the
Mm-hmm.
rest of the week here in Hokkaido and specifically Sapporo. But I've got a little bit
Yep.
of a cough. I don't think I'm sick or anything, but I usually when the air gets a little bit drier, I tend to my voice maybe gets a little
Mm-hmm.
bit hoarse or cough like. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious.
Yeah, yeah. I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not too. I would love to meet up for cards on Thursday, but and also
Yeah.
I gotta be playing that new DLC, which we will be talking about in just a moment. Why don't we just get right into it with the only Pokemon news of the week, unless you count um Sparkly Friend plush collection arrives at the Pokemon Center in February 2026. Unless
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, it's got Milotic, Corsola, everyone's favorite Vaporeon, and
Hmm.
what is it? It's the blue fish from Sinnoh, the Luminous thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Luminion.
That's it. That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've been playing so
Luminion.
much ZA, it's like Luminous City, right? But yeah,
You're still saying the city name wrong.
well, that's what. Yeah, Luminous.
Lumios.
Whatever, man. I just throw the balls and I
Lumios.
Lumios. I just throw the ball. I get the shinies right. I play the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I 100% at that game too, and it's just like I can't say the name right. Like, jeez.
I I've like 99.99%ed the game. I still got to do the secret side quest, but
For
it
both
is
of
what
them
it
are just
is.
the newest one. Like,
I do have to do the Mewtwo one still. I redeemed
mm,
the code and everything, but
nice.
I just haven't done it yet.
All right, but yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into that. We got our mega trailer, which confirms the
Hmm.
leaks again. Which I at this point I think that leak is almost 100% correct from what we've seen. But
Yeah, we won't say anything right now.
hmm.
But if you are interested in what we did have to say, definitely check out our first episode where we
Yep.
talked a little bit about it, touched up on it, and some of those predictions were true, such as the released Mega Lucario Z.
That's right. Got Mega
Yep.
Lucario Z finally. I say finally. We already have a Mega Lucario. It's not like we needed another one. It's mostly the jokes
You
I see
know,
around that it's copying the Power World design, but to be fair, the Power World
a
design
little
copied
bit.
Lucario in the first place, so it's like what it's like
Well, so I think definitely. So okay, I don't hate the design,
I
but
don't
that being
love it.
said, I don't like.
Yeah, I don't
I
love
don't.
it.
I'm not a fan of it. It's it's easily distinguishable. Like you can easily
Mm.
distinguish that this is based off of Egyptian Anubis, like
Right.
more of an Egyptian style. Um, just basic Lucario, the shape of the head is already kind of like, I don't want to say Sphinx, but
Right.
it already kind of just gives off a little bit of an Egyptian vibe. Like when you see a desert in some official Pokemon art, sometimes Lucario's in there, or at least
Yeah.
I imagine that, right? Um, but this is just heavily inspired by the Anubis design.
Yeah.
But Mega Lucario Z is a fighting steel type.
Okay.
Lucario is a fighting steel type. It always has been, same as regular Lucario. Is okay.
Is Mega Lucario
Is
fighting still too?
Yes, Mega. So is it
So
just
what's the
Mega
point?
Lucario and then Mega Lucario Z, or like how does that work now?
I think it's just Mega Lucario and Mega Lucario Z. Now, if there was a third one to come
Hmm.
out and they branded it like Y, I think they would rename the
Yeah,
original X. The thing is, does this
which
spell
is what
for
we
a
thought was going
future?
to happen.
Yeah, does this spell for a future Charizard? Like
Like a
get that
future
third.
Charizard, you mean like
Yeah,
Scarlet and
like
Violet?
no. Like we have Mega Charizard X. Why are we gonna get Mega Charizard Z just to round
I
out?
hope not. I hope
But you
not.
know we
I
will.
really don't.
You know we will.
No, I think Charizard has gotten enough
He's
love.
got enough.
I mean,
I love
it
Charizard
is
as much as the
our
next person, but
it is as much of a mascot as Pikachu is.
mm,
So I mean, of course, it's just going to keep getting a bunch of stuff.
yeah,
But I don't think it's getting a Mega Z form, right?
right.
Um, all we know about these Z Mega evolutions are that, at least with Lucario specifically, they're supposed to be tankier and faster than their original
Like
Mega
forms or
forms.
original Mega forms. Okay, so it's supposed to be bulkier,
Yeah.
which I guess for the realm of ZA's battle style, and especially with ranked and
hmm
stuff, bulkier. Like
hmm
speed used to be the king. Like in normal VGC, like that's the stat that's king, right?
Yeah.
But in ZA, it's more HP is kind of king, right? Yeah,
hmm
often you do the builds like if you're gonna max out two different ones, you max out either attack or special attack and HP instead of speed. Because like speed is good. Like it makes the is it the cooldown faster or is it like the speed of which they can do the move or
So the speed affects cooldown and charge up time, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah, that's what I thought.
if you look in the trailer, um the way they market or the way they showcase Mega Lucario Z is that yes, it is bulkier and faster because like it takes a
Yeah,
hit from Mega Lucario. I think they're showing off Aura Sphere. It tanks an Aura Sphere. Meanwhile, the regular Mega Lucario doesn't,
right.
and it's able to get off. It's able to get off its Aura Sphere faster, and I don't know
Right.
if that's just because maybe
The
like in
speed's
the
higher.
like when they're practicing or like filming that video or filming that gameplay, if maybe because it locked onto it first and it got the attack off faster, or like if speed actually is a factor in there.
Right.
Um, but the way they showcase it again is it looks like speed does factor into charge up time as well.
Right.
hmm
Well, the second part of that trailer, well, they released the second trailer, second part of the video, but they touched it at the end, like they did, like what they did the last time. We got another side mission. We got Mewtwo,
hmm
and you also get
Yeah.
the Mega Mewtwo X and Y, Mega Mewtwonite X and Y, right? Um,
Yeah.
and you get a little bit of a side story. And from my stream, I had no idea how to start the mission. Fun fact: just go to
hmm
Lysander's lab. It
Yeah.
it because it doesn't because like the first one showed the exclamation marker on the map that told you to go somewhere to start the thing. That you didn't get an exclamation part. You just got to go because technically,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
separate map. I guess technically, and that's why I suppose. But
But like even Lysander's lab, maybe not directly the lab, but the cafe entrance into the lab has its own marker on the map,
right,
right?
yeah,
Because I was in the stream with you, and like you were just kind of searching for it, and I was like, I think you just have to go to the lab directly.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's it. That's the DLC at the time of this recording literally drops in 2 days. So
hmm
expect that our next video or our next stream will be about that. We'll be talking more about that. Or if you want to catch us live, I'll be streaming it on the day of release, which is the 10th, the Wednesday, the 10th of December. JST, it's going to be probably around 7 p.m. So that's 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time. So I'm sorry for those in America if you can't watch it. But if you are able to catch us, hit us up there, or if you want to watch it, I'll be posting the full VOD on Machagotcha's channel. I'll be streaming on Twitch though. Maybe it's Attilio the Hun, no spaces. If you want to check that out, maybe a little link will be here, or at least like the spelling of it or something. But
Or we could put it in the description.
or the description. I should do that. I'll
Hmm.
put it in the description.
Yeah.
But it'll that's the way you guys can watch me live when I'm doing anything Pokemon. But the VODs will always be published here on Machikacha if you're not able to view it. And then who knows? Maybe we'll do a cheeky little edit of the stream as well in the future. We'll have to see. You'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
Who was like, all right, I guess so. But let's go ahead, I believe, and get into the latest regional that has happened. It was on November 29th and 30th, and man, I'm going to try my best. Stuttgart, Germany. We'll start with the...
Hmm.
You know what? Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's start with the TCG side of things this week.
You want to start with TCG this
I
time?
sure
Okay.
do. Yeah, I want to see. I want to hear your like your sultry voice. You know.
Oh, thank you. So I'm just gonna put this out there. I'm so sorry for butchering any names. I'm not even going to try these European names. Please forgive me. I don't want to butcher them and cause confusion or hurt any feelings, I guess. But so number one, the first place deck, Nikolai from Denmark, won the whole tournament, the regional, with Terra Dark, Charizard, and Noctowl.
Let's go.
So I think it's interesting that they have Noctowl rather than Pidgeot, since Pidgeot allows you to get... Because, like, once Noctowl evolves, it's dead on the bench, right?
Yeah, so...
And I'm asking...
I'm looking at the deck.
I'm asking you that because you were a Raging Bolt player for a time, and Raging Bolt uses Noctowl, and I feel like always going against it. Noctowl becomes such reliability. Or
right.
Am I saying that right? It becomes such a problem for you, the person playing it, because then it just sits there and it's 100 HP.
Right. So I'm actually looking at the deck list now. He also does run Pidgeot in here.
Oh, he does?
He does run the Pidgeot as well, but the thing is...
yes, I see it, yes.
I don't know about Charizard, but Noctowl in Raging Bolt works because... I mean, specifically if you're running the Crystal Trumpet, which I do as well, or Glass Trumpet, depending on your translation. And I get value off the normal type Pokemon because it lets you put an energy from the trash onto two different colors Pokemon. But that's very interesting that he won with the Noctowl. I mean, it's very nice, like, especially if you're not able to get, like, if you get the Charmander or the Charizard early, I guess, over the Pidgeot, because there have been a lot of misplays where if you only have the Pidgeot, if you don't focus on getting the Pidgeot first, maybe you fall behind a little bit. I mean, it's Charizard, which does, it gets you your 2 fire energies regardless, so it doesn't matter. But I think the Noctowl's a good choice for the sense of quickly getting something out. Because if you have your Charizard, you have your Terra, and then you do the Jewel Seeker, and then you can get any trainer, and through that you can start working to get your, I guess, Pidgeots on the field. And it looks like the A-Spec they did run was Prime Catcher, which...
Prime Catcher.
To be fair, it's just a good card. Like, I know our friend Kyle, he was running... In a different deck, he was running some other, like the Grand Tree, I believe, but then he swapped it out for Prime Catcher. He's just like, this card's just too good. It's just too good.
It is really good. Especially, so, if you have... They're running Klefki in the deck as well, which is such a menace to deal with, especially if you're Dragapult. As a Dragapult player, running Latios in the deck.
Right.
Or... Like, even if you have Noctowl in the active spot, I think because it's just basic Pokemon, so never mind about that. But, yeah, like, going against that with Latios in the active spot is just so rough. It's happened to me a couple times. It really hurts a lot. I think it's interesting that they're running Area Zero under depths and have Terapagos EX in this as well. So, in total, the Pokemon they have in the deck are Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Hoot Hoot, Noctowl, Pidgey, Pidgeot, so they're not running Pidgeotto,
Mm.
um, Pidgeot, Duskull, Dusclops, Dusknoir, and then two copies of Terrapagos EX, Fanrotom, Fezandipity, and Klefki.
Just
So
seems
like
bloated. Like,
it is really bloated,
but he
yeah.
won, so it's like, what do I know, right? So it's like,
Hmm.
I don't know. That just seems like so much going on. It's like two different decks just kind of slapped together.
Yeah, I mean, I see that it works, right?
Right.
Well, no, I see that it works because you're not ever using Terrapagos's Crown Opal. Is that
No,
what it's
you're
called?
always doing
Crown
the
Opal
first
attack?
attack, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's always the first attack, which is two colorless, right? Two of any
You
energy.
know, I guess the reason why he's running so many of these is probably just to get his like Charizard or something online, right? Or the Noctowl online, because like if you have the Terrapagos, you can automatically use Noctowl on your second turn. But
Hmm. Hmm.
if you happen to get the Charizard first instead, that still also works. You can activate your Noctowl, or you get The only
Yeah,
thing that actually doesn't work, well, actually it does. You get Pidgeot online, and then you just get the Terrapagos. So it is one of those things where it's just like, I guess you just have
yeah.
so many pivot options that you can go towards.
I see what he's working with, and I
Yeah,
like what he's cooking.
he cooked enough
I
to win
like
the
what he's
entire thing.
cooking.
So I mean,
Yeah.
congratulations to him.
Maybe I was sending like some mixed signals earlier when we were talking about this, but I like what he's cooking up. I think it's interesting. Um, it's definitely a lot though, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot
Yeah.
for sure.
So so congratulations to Nikolai for from Denmark for winning first place. Second place, Alexander from Poland with Dragonor Dusk. Oh my God, Dragapult Dusknoir. I'm looking at the list here. It's a very typical list. He's running the same list I do. A few slight variations. He has two of the Hilda and one Professor Turo's. Um, Professor, I think okay. I think Professor Turo's is good because it can get you out of a tight spot.
Yeah.
If you're starting with Ursaluna, especially if you're starting with Blood Moon Ursaluna, like if you don't find Latias, it's over for you, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, you're just handing over two prizes essentially. Sorry. So in his flex slot, he's kind of running. He's running two Hilda and a Professor Turos. Meanwhile, I'm running one Hilda and two Dawns. Is
Mm.
how I'm running my deck. Other than that, I mean, this seems like a very typical list. Two jamming towers, four lilies, four Ionos. He's running three bosses, which
Typically run the
I don't know
two,
how I feel about.
right?
Hmm? Yeah,
Typically you run
typically
like
you run
two and a
two.
counter catcher. Like,
Yeah, which I think okay, having three bosses is nice,
hmm.
but oh, okay, wait, he has three bosses and three counter catchers.
Bro likes to
I'm do
disrupt.
I'm doing two bosses and one counter catcher.
Mm.
Or two bosses, two no, I'm doing two bosses, two counter catchers is what I'm doing.
Mm.
Um but he added in one of each. I think this deck is really interesting because there are a lot of times where like I do want the boss or the counter catcher and I just can't get it.
Yeah.
I like this deck. I think I might try it out for myself. I can't remember if I'm running three luminous energy or four. I think I'm only doing three. But I
Mm.
mean, overall, this is just a typical Dust Noir list. A few interesting things that I think of, like the Professor Turos or the three bosses, three counter catchers. But overall, pretty standard Dragapult deck. Third place, we have Yuffie from Denmark running Goldengo Lunatone.
Mm.
Um, that is just the best version of the Goldengo deck
Yeah.
now. Um,
Does it
if
have
you
the Mega
have, let's
Lucario?
say, no, it doesn't have Mega Lucario,
Okay.
but it is still running a premium Power Pro. It is
Yeah.
still running a premium Power Pro for 30 extra damage. Okay, I think if you let's say you have three Goldengos and then a Soul Rock Lunatone on the board, or you'd probably want two Goldengos, a Soul Rock Lunatone, and a Genesect, right?
Yeah.
It's probably how you're starting off the game, and then you have another Goldengo in your active spot. You're drawing a maximum of 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 cards a game, or 8 cards a turn, which is like saying that you're hitting your basic like fighting energies,
Yeah.
and you're able to switch your Goldengos constantly to be able to keep drawing those 2 cards. You're drawing at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you're drawing at least 8 cards a game, or a turn rather. Sorry, I keep saying
disgusting.
game.
That's gross.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So even I felt like with Iono, if you were against Goldengo, Iono was I don't want to say useless. It still definitely helped,
Yeah.
but it didn't hold up to Goldengo as well, and now it really doesn't feel like that at all.
I feel like the only way it really does step up to Goldengo is if you're able to kill 1 or 2 targets on that turn as well to clear the board a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just happy that card's going soon. We don't have to deal with it much longer, and I'm very happy about it. So.
Yeah, Nick, the last guest on the podcast, Nick is a Goldengo player. We love him. We hate Goldengo.
We do.
It is just such a powerhouse of a deck right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and then number 4, Christian from Italy with another Dragapult Dust Noir list. Very typical. Again, just another very typical deck. Instead of it's literally the exact same deck that Alexander was running, except instead of 3 bosses, he's down to 2 bosses. Standard, and he has 1 Dawn in there. I think as a Dragon player, I really like Dawn. I don't think I've been experimenting with 2 Hilda and 1 Dawn, and 2 Dawn and 1 Hilda. I think I prefer the 2 Hilda and the 1 Dawn.
Really?
Because there are I'd rather be able to get a Dracloak and a Neo Upper, or just a Dracloak and any other energy I may need.
Right.
Rather than a basic stage 1 and a stage 2. I'm not saying it isn't helpful, but I think a lot of the time Hilda, I think a lot of the time that I've played the deck, I'd much rather have Hilda than I would have Dawn when I do 2 Dawn, 1 Hilda, right?
Yeah.
So I think I like this list. I would say is even more standard. But congrats to these guys.
Yeah,
5th place. Oh, 5th place. I'm so sorry. Oyvind from Finland. Another Charizard Pidgeot list. He is not running Terapagos and Noctowl. He has Yeah, he has the Charizard line, he has the Pidgeot line, he has a Duskull line, or Dusknoir line, sorry.
Deck.
Yeah, Chiyu, Fezandipiti, Klefki, Tatsugiri. For his A-Spec, though, for Oyvind, again, sorry if I'm horribly butchering that. For his A-Spec, though, he's doing Secret Box, and he's running more towards the tool side of the deck.
Yeah, Secret Box.
Yeah, Secret Box. He has 2 Evolutions, 1 Defiance Band. He has a Mesagosa Stadium in here.
Oh, okay.
Once during each player's turn, that player may flip a coin. If heads, that player searches their deck for a Pokemon, reveals it, and puts it into their hand. Then that player shuffles their deck.
Their whole desk.
Yeah, they shuffle the desk.
Desk.
I mean, Messagoza helps,
Hmm.
but you're putting everything into a coin flip, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Well,
Uh, yeah. So those are our top five for the
TCG. Yeah.
Stuttgart TCG regional.
Woo!
Congratulations to everyone. I'm sorry for butchering your name. Yeah. Andrew, do you want to move on to VGC, the Stuttgart regional?
Absolutely, I do. And boy, oh boy, am I happy. I'm just going to bring him up one more time for 2 times in a row champion. We got Hisuian Tai Flosion again with
Mm-hmm.
Luca from Italy, who has the Hisuian Typhlosion, of course, the Whimsicott, Incineroar, the, oh my gosh, Anila Ape, and Fergaraf, and the Ursaluna Blood Moon. Ursaluna Blood Moon still, pretty strong, so it's understandable that
Yeah.
it's the second place that actually surprises me slightly. Eric from Spain. So I'm gonna say the typical Pokemon. You got the Rillaboom, you got the Golden Go, you got the Sneasel, you got the Primarina. Uh, a little bit odd, but not unheard of, is Smeargle. Used to be a terror
Mm-hmm.
back in the day with when it was able to learn Dark Void, and then Komo. Like, why? And like, it's got throat spray, and it has the ability soundproof, and it knows protect, clanging scales, flamethrower, and clangorous soul, and it is a fire terra type. That was not on my Pokemon VGC bingo card, but here we are.
So I think it sounds like you're pretty surprised by this. I mean, I'm surprised by the Como being as high ranked as it is. In terms of the build, though, I'm not actually too
Oh, the
surprised by
build,
it.
I'm
This
not
has been
surprised.
like,
Right? Yeah.
okay, yeah. So I mean, clanging scales is a sound move.
Yeah.
So throat spray makes sense. I mean, just giving yourself immunity to other like sound moves like Primarina, right?
Yeah.
Hyper voice Primarina, pretty
Well,
good.
yeah.
But
Blocks
yeah,
that.
I think seeing Kangmo or Komo rather, sorry, all the names are so similar. Seeing Komo up in second like this is pretty nice. And
It's good.
Smeargle, I don't think we've seen in such a
It's been a
while
while.
either.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Hmm.
Going on to third place, we got Michael from Germany with a Mungus, Incineroar, Golden Glow, Kilowattrel, and then for the Trick Room side, like if they want to change modes depending on the matchup, you got the Porygon 2 and the Ursaluna normal one. Um, Pretty standard team,
Hmm.
honestly, that we see a lot in this format. Can't really, not too much to say about it, honestly. Next, we have William
Yeah.
from Italy with the. I'm not surprised by this Pokemon being here, but I feel like, and maybe I'm just blind, which is absolutely possible. But I haven't seen like Dragapult being there is pretty nice. Like, it's not surprising or anything. It's just like I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've
Hmm.
seen him in like a top four scenario, or maybe I'm just
Yeah.
misremembering. But like you got Dragapult, Incineroar, you got Sneasler, Gastrodon, um, and Volcarona, as well as I'm always happy
Hmm.
to see this Pokemon classic Tyranitar. I love me some T-Tar, seeing him doing pretty well here.
Yeah. I think out of the top four that we've mentioned so far, I like this fourth place list
I love
fourth place
Gastrodon.
team the best, honestly. I love Gas.
I
That's
love Gastrodon.
literally what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Gastrodon is one of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, when I actually started to try to get into VGC myself, Gastrodon was like a must team, like because I was doing it more in Scarlet and Violet than I ever have been. Just because I'm busy, I work a 40
Hmm.
hour job a week, so it's like hard for me to do the training from the older games and stuff. And even when I was
Yeah.
younger, I was like school and whatnot. But I really wanted like Gastrodon, fire type, Terra type, because it's like, oh well, to defeat fire you need water, right? I mean ground, right? That works as well, but but if you have water absorb on it, then it's just like that gets rid of a weakness altogether, which is pretty nice. But
Mhm.
It was one of the things that I tried to do pretty early on. But love to see it. Love to see Gastrodon up here so high. After all these years, and then the last spot for the top 5 is Giuseppe running a very typical team that we've seen in this regulation: Rillaboom, Incineroar, Golden Ghost, Sneasler, Dragonite, and Ursaluna Blood Moon. Um,
Mhm.
Honestly, I just love seeing Typhlosion get a second win in the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
One regional and one the LAIC, which is very, very nice, which I'm super happy to see. And then
Mhm.
congratulations to Como, like even being here. Like he's just happy to be here. And also my boy Gastrodon as
Mhm.
well. Those are probably the top 3 Pokemon that I'm happy to see in this top 5 placements. Of course, Typhlosion snagging another ticket to the 2026 World Championships. Congratulations to Luca for punching his ticket for the 2026 Worlds. And also, but congratulations to everyone else for the prize money and the precious championship points to continue your push to get to the Pokemon World Championships yourselves. And yeah, we're
Yes,
gonna
yes.
very, very nice. That'll do it for the regional Stuttgart. And actually, I believe we next week we won't be covering a regional or an international because it's actually a break week this past weekend. So
Mhm.
we'll be more just talking about the main topic next week. But with that said, why don't we go ahead and get into our main topic, which is the end of an
Let's
era.
do it.
It's the end of a year almost. We are in December, coming to a close, and
Mhm.
it's already happened for the TCG and the VGC. Early next year, it'll be doing the same. It is and to an extent, you could say with video games, it's closed with ZA releasing, but to an extent,
Yeah.
ZA is still technically a part of Gen 9, as Arceus was a part of Gen 8 still. So
Mhm.
Scarlet and Violet, that is today's topic, everyone. We're going to be talking about the games and the card games and our just memories and thoughts about it. And end of an era. Scarlet and Violet TCG is out. Terra's, I thought, was on its way out, but they just announced some new Terra Pokemon with Miraidon, Koraidon EX coming, so not like it matters. I guess Terra is going to be sticking, which I actually kind of
Well,
like. It's kind of being conjunction with the games because everyone's assumption is Terra and Mega is going to be running together this next year once Champions releases.
yeah. Well, just to be clear, these new Terrestrial cards that you mentioned, they're not
No,
new
they're
Terrestrial
re-releases,
cards.
the
They're
reprints.
new. They're re-releases in the what's the next letter in the TCG?
I,
J, right? In the new
yeah,
J
J.
H. It's either I or J,
Well,
right?
G
And
H I
so
is right now, so
it's still
J.
going to be,
Yeah.
yeah. So they do have the little J stamp on the bottom of the cards. So they are reprints of Miraidon and Koraidon from a past set,
Yeah.
just with the J stamp. So they're still going to be
So
legal.
I think let's go ahead and move into this one part about Scarlet and Violet that's applicable to both the TCG and the VGC.
Yeah,
The gimmick of the game,
yeah.
terrestrializations. Like how did you feel? Because
Hmm.
on announcement, I know the VGC was a little wary because like, oh my gosh, it's going to be impossible to to prepare for matchups. But that's when they introduce open team sheets that tells you the terraform of each Pokemon as well as like the moves and all
Yeah.
that. So they made it a little
Hmm.
bit easier for people to prepare. Like, how did you feel when they announced like terrestrialization? Like being able to change a Pokemon's type mid battle in the card game or the game itself.
So I thought it was a good change for competitive. In terms
Mm.
of like just a single player game, I think it's just as ineffective as Dynamaxing is.
Oh,
Um, but
that's
I
fair.
do, that being said, I do enjoy it more. I do enjoy it more than Dynamaxing. Terrestrialization, like even in the single player games, like I think it felt better than just
Big
Dynamaxing,
Pokemon.
right?
Yeah.
Because yeah, because you could do it everywhere, right? You
Yeah.
can't you can't Dynamax everywhere in Sword and Shield.
No, you
For,
cannot. I think it was only in certain areas, right?
only in certain areas, yeah. But being able to terrestrialize like anywhere you wanted to felt pretty good.
Yeah.
Gigantamax, Dynamax in Sword and Shield felt limited just because of you could only do it in these areas, right?
Right.
And then like I said previously, it didn't like, yeah, I'll just double my HP, right? Sure, why
Yeah.
not? But being able to terrestrialize anywhere you want and have like a cool or like pretty looking hat. I mean, it's like cute. I think it's cute in terms of single player. In terms of competitive, I think it like changed things quite a bit, and
I know.
I think it was a
Yeah.
much better direction.
Well, I know
I think it was a
VGC
much
players
much better
love
direction from.
Dynamax. They loved Dynamaxing, like back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently that was like
I don't think.
a big thing for people. But I think the thing we have to remember is COVID happened during Sword and Shield, so we didn't get a lot of like real
Yeah.
tournaments with it. But I
Hmm.
think the VGC, maybe it's because of COVID kind of finished at this point, but like terrestrialization, I feel like changed the landscape of a lot of things because you're like, oh, I'm fighting Charizard. Oh, now it's a water type, so it's like, oh, I can't do the same strategies against it. Like I have to pivot.
Yeah.
You have to cover for a lot more. I feel like.
And yeah, and I think a big concern for the competitive scene when terrestrialization came out, it's like, oh God, like what type is this Pokemon going to be out of the
Yeah,
18 types, right? I think it's how many? 18
it's
types?
something like that. And then if you include Stellar
Yeah,
too, if you
like
count it,
but
but
yeah, but it ended up really just being like we found the best like defensive and offensive typing for each
yeah,
Pokemon. So like maybe like two or three, like it's one of these two or three things, which is just another kind of mind game you have to uh,
yeah,
play when you're doing the VGC. But I don't think it's as confusing as
no,
people originally thought it could have been. Like at first, when competitive was coming out, I remember watching Wolfie. He was talking about like it was literally theory crafting. It's literally just like, oh, like I'm gonna make Goldengo bug. I'm gonna make Goldengo like rock type.
because why
It's
not,
like,
right?
okay, why? But like, yeah, because like, why not, right? Like, oh, sure, I'll make Goldengo rock type. Why not?
Yeah,
But like, but now we know for certain like fairy type's pretty good. Like some
Ghost.
Goldengos go bug type, water type, ghost. Those are like the big four for Goldengo, I think. And because we were able to narrow that down to
Yeah.
such a small group, it's not as much as a mind game as people might think terrestrialization was
And not even
going
just
to
Golden
be.
Go, it's like a lot of those typings can be applied to most of the Pokemon in general. Like Ghost Terra blocks Fake Out, unless you're Ursaluna, because then
Yeah,
it's Ursula. Well, I mean, it doesn't do Fake Out, but it blocks.
I mean it's Ursaluna, but
But it's doing Blood
yeah,
Moon.
Blood
But
Moon.
but like the thing is, like it's just you can defensively Terra type or you can offensively, right? Fairy being like a good offensive, but defensive at the same time because it blocks Dragon types, right? Or
Yeah,
I know fire and water have been prevalent as well too. Like you kind of just when someone brings a Pokemon to a matchup, knowing like I've been watching a couple videos where it's like they bring in their grass type and they're like, oh, I'm gonna attack this with a fire move. Well, too bad, it's now a Terra Fire. And I still haven't
hmm,
fully grasped on what the best, and maybe this is just me as a VGC player, like trying to figure things out. I still haven't grasped like what the best, at least for my style, to Terra. I am starting to think I'm more of an
yeah,
offensive Terra user, where like for example, a lot of like in my ranked climb recently, I've been doing like, all right, I'm gonna start Darkrai Dark Void with tearing my Groudon with his signature move.
Precipice Blades,
That's the one.
Precipice
I
Blades.
press. I'm on the precipice. Like right, and like just to try to one shot,
Yeah,
or like oh gosh, when I was testing some teams with you guys, and I did Helping Hand Sunny Day Torkoal with Charizard, Heat Wave, Terra Fire, like just to get like and like choice specs, just to
yeah,
get the like the max damage possible. And I was one shotting like some even
hmm,
fire type Pokemon, which is like or like fire
yeah,
resistance because it's just so strong. Right, I like one-shotting things. That's like if I haven't mentioned it already, that's like kind of my play style, not just in VGC, but in the TCG side of things. Which TCG with Terra, it definitely does change. Like I mean, it does the same effect, like to an extent, right? Like Charizard becoming a dark type,
Hmm.
or um, that's the big one I know of. Greninja becoming a fighting type, right? Like that's a
Yeah.
those are like the two biggest Terras that change types, right? Because Ogerpon is just Ogerpon, and a lot of
Hmm.
the other Pokemon, like Dragapult, stays Dragon, right? So it's like I
Yeah.
believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure those are the two Pokemon that change types that we see mostly when it comes to the TCG.
Ogerpon
No,
or
no, no.
Charizard and
Charizard,
Greninja.
Charizard and Greninja. Because like the other Terras are
Yeah,
just the
Charizard's
same.
dark type, and
Greninja's fighting.
I mean there are some like Espathra. Espathra is grass type,
Right.
which I mean
And
it
it
has the
pops up.
bug head, it has a
Yeah.
bug crown, but
And it
um,
does pop up from time to time. Our friend Kyle,
yeah.
once again, loves that stupid bird. That was his first, like, kind of good deck that he ever built when we were doing TCG together. And I hate it. We all hated that thing. Well, because it, to an extent, like, went against Charizard. Like, it countered Charizard to an extent. Because it does double
Yeah.
damage to Charizard. And if you're not doing your Infernal Rain correctly, you're like, I only need to do 2. Now you need to do 3. And it's because, like, if you don't, then you don't have enough energy anymore. And then if it's running, like, this one
Mhm.
stadium with it, too, you have to do, like, another energy. And it's, like, a very annoying thing. But,
Yeah.
but yeah. I feel like the terraing in the TCG isn't as big as a factor as the VGC, I
Mhm.
suppose, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess
Oh, I guess block
I mean Terra
bench
still
damage, right?
has
Like, yeah,
yeah, Terra still has its purpose for blocking bench damage. You can still put counters on it, but like just straight up damage.
yeah.
Um
Monkey.
like yeah, like you can use Monkey Dory and Jenna and Jenna Brain to put 30 damage counters on Dragapult, but you can't put 30 damage counters on Dragapult with Grimmsnarl
Right.
because it's second. It's Shadow Bullet does 30 damage. It says it doesn't do 30 counters or
Wording.
3 damage counters. So yeah, it's just a wording thing. So
Yep.
I mean, terrestrialization still has a mechanic in the TCG. I wouldn't say it's as prevalent as
Yeah, the games.
the VGC though.
Yeah. Because usually with each
Hmm.
generation in the video games, it's defining. Now, I do wonder how that's going to change going forward because with Champions coming out, I believe Pokemon has kind of stated that they're not going to really make it because like the games will no longer like the main competitive will no longer be played in the games anymore. They will be played in Champions.
Yeah, it's starting 2026. I think
Yeah.
February they said February 2026 is when they're going to make the full transition from competitive in the games to competitive to
Then
champions.
it has to be coming out like mid to late January, right? Because like that's like it hasn't even been announced when it's
I don't
coming
know.
out.
They haven't told us anything.
But like
They
if
literally
it's
haven't told us
if it's
anything about
fully
that.
converting over, then it must be by that point. But we'll have to see. Well, I'm sure we'll find out. I mean, Pokemon Day. I'm sure we'll get Gen 10 news as well, and we'll be here to cover it. Hey, we might even do a
Mhm.
live stream and do our reactions on
That'd be
Pokemon Day.
fun.
I think we should
That'd
do
be
that.
fun.
I'm calling it putting a pin
Yeah.
boop right now. But the thing is, like, I don't know, like, because with Gen 10, which there's been a lot of rumors and speculation, we won't really go. That'll be a later video, probably next year
Hmm.
or something. Maybe a week before
Hmm.
Pokemon Day. Um, and like it might not even be like a traditional Pokemon game. It might be more akin to something like a Legends game, and like they can do that now. I feel like Pokemon has felt like they've been stuck because of that. But not to get on a tangent that's not based on the topic, but like but like to kind of say like Scarlet and Violet could be like the last, unless it just goes horribly wrong at Gen 10, could be the last actual like traditional feeling Pokemon game, and to an extent it already wasn't because it was more open world, right?
Yeah. Well, not only just because it was open world, but Scarlet and Violet was just like, yeah. So okay, so it's it wasn't literally do whatever you want.
No, there was an order.
Like there was an order to things, but it was an order that you could still kind of choose. Like for example, The way I initially played Scarlet Violet was do a Koraidon mission, do a gym challenge or two,
Mm.
and then do a Team Star challenge. And then I was literally like, oh my God, I can't climb up the walls. So like for me to be able to do all of the Koraidon stuff first so that I can glide, so that I can climb up the walls and everything and make exploring that much easier before doing any of the other gym challenges, which was kind of sad because if you really just do that, then it's like you're over leveling, right?
Which I did the same as
Um,
you. Like there comes a point of like I want to
yeah,
explore more, so I end up doing all the Koraidons, and by that time I was like, well, why don't I just go battle the like my fourth gym leader that I beat was technically what people consider the eighth one, the psychic one, right? The
okay.
the the fashion like the fashion lady or whatever. Though
No, I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember when I did her
I did her
gym.
fourth because I was just like, well, I've got the level to do it. Why not? Right?
Hmm.
So I went ahead and beat her,
Yeah.
and at that point, the rest of the game was kind of cake
So
until you got to Arvin, who surprised me and beat me once or twice. I was actually like, not. It's like it kind of jumps, like from after you beat like the
it
main three
does
parts.
it does jump, but going back to the
Yeah, sorry
like
about that.
order of the missions in that sense, it no, you're fine. It like I said, podcasts are for yapping, but in that sense, Scarlet and Violet really wasn't that much of
Open
a
world.
traditional Pokemon game. I would say it was still like on a 1 to 10 of 10 being super traditional. I would say Scarlet and Violet was more like a 7
Okay, yeah, no, for
on
sure.
like the traditional scale. Like
Yeah,
it was still there. It's still a Pokemon game.
right.
It's still like I'm still able to like look at that and just say that is Pokemon, right?
Mm.
Um, but like Gen 10, we already know it's going to be heavily multiplayer based.
That was
Like
a big
that
thing.
has
Yeah,
been confirmed, I think. It's going to be heavily multiplayer based. I think it's going to be more akin to like an MMO.
I think it's gonna be more like, and this is getting into a lawsuit not for us, but I think it's gonna be like Power World, and I think that's a big reason why Pokemon was really starting to ruffle their feathers a little bit, because I think it's gonna be more of a
Mm-hmm.
multiplayer survival kind of thing, and they were like,
No, sorry, go ahead.
no,
I
that
won't.
like
I
that
won't
that's
disagree
mostly.
with you yet.
I mean,
You finish what
like
you're
I
saying.
think it could be. I but on the other side of it, I have seen like rumors or something that it could be having the battle style of Arceus, apparently.
Mm,
Like some people think like
mm.
maybe it'll do like the
I
styles.
I wouldn't mind that if it had the combat. Okay, I don't think it's going to be like a survival thing because
Mm.
when I don't know what you think of when you say survival, but when I think of survival, I think of like Minecraft
Right.
or like literally I guess Power World would be the thing, right? I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's still the way I envision the Pokemon MMO is more akin to the anime, right?
Mm.
Where you go off on a side quest or like you travel with your party of friends to do a gym and like you can cheer your friends on in the gym or something like that, right? That's kind of what I'm more envisioning rather than
Mm.
um an actual and like maybe you can start a shop
Yeah.
if it is an online MMO, like maybe you can start a shop, like you could be like, hey, I went into the mines with my golem and found all
Mm.
these thunderstones,
Well, and
like something
yeah,
like that.
and in Scarlet and Violet, like not to trail off too much, but like you can kind of see those elements start even I guess since Sword and Shield to an extent with like the Dynamax raids.
Hmm.
And then Scarlet and Violet kind of really leaned into adding multiplayer as like a big like hey you should play this and we you could finally officially like you could do poke MMO whatever but like you could now officially be in the same world as all your friends Which the cool part,
Yeah.
and like a cool feature of Scarlet and Violet, if you play with someone who is the opposite version of you, like the different versions, you now have like both of like you can now encounter both Pokemon as long as you're around your friend. Because if someone who's in Scarlet
Mhm.
goes to an area, it pops up like the Scarlet spawns, and if someone's from Violet goes there, it pops up the Violet spawns, right? So that's like
Yeah. Yeah.
the big thing, and especially when I guess we'll go ahead and start talking about the DLC now, because like honestly, the best part about Scarlet and Violet is, in my opinion, the Teal Mask and Indigo Disc storyline. Like the main game,
100% agree.
like the main game, like
100%.
with Area Zero and all that stuff, and like the final battle. Like, by the way, so, I mean, the game's been out for years. If you haven't beaten it at this point, I'm sorry, but it's like, like the battling the professor, like in the, that was cool, and it was really really cool to like do that, all that kind of stuff. But the
Mhm.
storyline with the DLC was just so good. Like it's I can't, like Kieran
I
as a
think
character like developing too is just like so cool.
I think the main original story, not the DLC, the main original story of Scarlet Violet, it started off real strong,
Mm,
like with the tutorial, and it's like, oh, like this is your adventure.
adventure.
Like
Yeah.
I love that. I love that they did that, but then once you like actually set off on that adventure, the world just kind of becomes like more empty, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. And it's like I didn't like after like the tutorial, and it's like you meet the professor and you do the classes, and it didn't really feel like even doing the classes just kind of felt like
I never did.
you know, like it just kind of felt like this is like it's okay, I guess. It doesn't really like the classes didn't pertain to anything aside from the
Some
history.
lore, right?
Um, yeah, and getting the four legendary
Yeah.
like Wo Qian, Qian Pao, getting those. Um, but like aside from that, the classes didn't really like they didn't offer anything. And then after it's like, all right, you completed the tutorial, like the world just kind of felt more empty.
Yeah.
Um, until you beat the Elite Four, you beat the champion, and then you get to go into Area Zero, where it felt like even though it was empty and there wasn't anything there aside from the Pokemon,
Yeah.
I felt like that felt more believable to me than the actual world of Scarlet and Violet,
Mm.
because
What?
it's like
Yeah.
there's this crater in the middle of our island
Mm.
that we can't go to because of the Pokemon and it being too strong. But then like you go down there and it's like, oh, like the research team they're gone,
They're
and
dead.
the only one left is your AI parent,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So
Because your real one
that to
died.
me that so I think Area Zero, up until Area Zero, from the tutorial, from ending the tutorial up to Area Zero, like after beating the champion, just kind of felt empty. It just kind of felt like meh.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with you.
Going back to what I was talking about. So from the moment to where you finish the tutorial up to where you finish the like finish fighting the champion, and then you get to go into Area Zero with Nimona, Arvin, and Penny.
Yeah.
All of that to me just kind of felt like meh.
Yeah.
It was nice seeing like more personality in the gym leaders, because
Right.
in previous games they never leave. Like Sword and Shield, I felt like okay,
My
Black
friend
and
mentioned
White
this too, actually. Yeah.
gave them Black and White gave them more like started to give them more personality, and then in Sword and Shield the personality really shined more.
Right.
Um, but they still never left the gym, right?
Right.
And then in Scarlet and Violet, yeah, they do, like, I mean, you don't really get to see it, but like Brassius's town,
Yeah.
He is the reason for all the art in that city, or he
Right.
supports all the art in like you can see that, right?
Right.
That to me was good. But like the actual story, it's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Koraidon gets another sandwich,
Oh, yummy
right?
sandwich.
Yeah, but then like Area Zero just felt more real and more believable because of the Pokemon and the future and past Pokemon and the AI, like the dead
Yeah.
like parent and the AI parent. Like that all just felt so much more real to me. I
Yeah.
was so much more immersed in that. But then come the DLC,
Even better.
even better. The DLC,
If you haven't
like
played it,
it
please
was
do.
clear.
Like,
Yeah,
jeez.
if you haven't played the DLC, please play it. But like the DLC, it was clear, it was cut, it was precise. You knew exactly what you had to do. Um, the trainers, I don't know if you noticed this at all, Andrew, but they were like the group of trainers, like the Ogrepon
Mm.
like gang. I forgot what
Yeah,
they're called
yeah.
specifically,
Oh, like the
but like
Oni, yeah, the Oni gang or whatever, like that, like in
yeah,
the
the Oni
mountains,
gang.
right?
Yeah, the Oni gang in the mountains. Like that, like literally just Kitakami itself felt more alive.
Mm.
One because you had like small sprinkles of those like trainers around the island,
Yeah,
but because it was such a remote island, like it's like yeah, the people are more closer in the centralized area, and then
yeah,
like you get to go out and do like more stuff. To me, that like Kitakami, although yes, it has empty parts, felt more believable.
yeah. Especially because like it connected back to Arceus, because for those of you guys who don't know, Kitakami is based off the real life place. I believe it's actually just called Kitakami,
Yes.
in the Tohoku region. And Tohoku in Japan is the only place that hasn't gotten like representation, in the
Hmm.
Pokemon franchise, and like I'm happy it finally has. It's a little bit sad it's just a DLC, but at the same time, knowing that region and area, it just kind of makes sense to an extent. But the fact
Yes.
that
Yes.
you have things like Ursaluna Blood Moon being there, and like the Basculin being the white striped ones that can still evolve to Basculegion, be present there
Hmm.
because of the fact that um it's where like the strait is in real life, like between Hokkaido and the mainland, which is really
Hmm.
cool. Like I thought that was a little nice touch there, and that Tohoku finally got some representation in the Pokemon world, and maybe hopefully we get a little bit more. I actually like it, going back to the old regions like based in Japan, because like nowadays when you get a new Pokemon game like Scarlet and Violet, you see like Scarlet and Violet, you see like the Iberia, like Spain, Portugal kind of like culture stuff there. Like you see it,
Yeah.
and like in Sword and Shield, you saw it for the UK, right? Even back to an extent, Black and White, I think you can kind of see it too. Um, Gens 1 to 4, you like they have it, but I feel like it's because they were older, especially Gen 1. Like you couldn't really tell that it was supposed to be like the Kanto region, like IRL Kanto, right?
Hmm.
Um Johto, you could see it a little bit. Hoenn,
Oh, Johto, you absolutely see
oh, I
it.
mean with the belt, like the Burn Tower and all that, and the Kimono Girls and all that.
Yeah.
And just the Legend of Ho-Oh in general, right?
Hmm.
Hoenn, I don't know too much about Okinawa, so I can't really say. And then Sinnoh, no, until Arceus. When Arceus came out, oh my gosh, it's everywhere, and I loved it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, but like with that, going back to Scarlet and Violet, like that was something that I loved to see, like the regions get representation. Um, and I think Pokemon really started in heavily. Um, I'd say Sun and Moon was the first like big one. Like you could see it in all the other games, but it's like I feel like Sun and Moon was the first like, yo, we're in Hawaii, right?
Yeah. Right.
But
Like that's so incredibly obvious, you
yeah,
know?
like the Aloha region, right? But with Scarlet and Violet, especially with the DLC, just the story start to finish with the, you know, Ogre Pond to Terrapagos, and all the in betweens. And it just is jammed packed with like so much stuff you could do, and especially when you get to Indigo Disc, and it has another 4-player element or like a multiplayer element where you're doing these like missions together to unlock Pokemon with these group missions, like legendaries. You're able to catch legendaries. Like I feel like Scarlet and Violet had so much opportunity, like because like you could travel the world together, but what could you do?
Yeah,
Really?
right.
Like you can make a sandwich. The DLC added Ogre Ousting, which is a nice way to get free stat boosting items, which is nice with the Mochi. With still it's a pain single player. I've not done it multiplayer yet. Would love to try. And then also
Blueberry Academy with the Blueberry quests.
with the Blueberry quest to get the legendary snacks or whatever. Um, it is fun. Like the machine that lets you become the Pokemon, and like I know people have done hide and seek with that, right?
Which isn't. I mean,
Yeah.
I've talked so much about Kitakami and Area Zero just being more believable than Paldea as a region, right?
Yeah.
Even I feel that way even with the Blueberry Academy, because the Blueberry Academy, it is a school
Yeah.
similar to the one you're at, but I feel like it's more research focused, right?
Yeah.
And you see that so much because the students are sprinkled around the thing. It's like, oh, here's how Pokemon in the Savannah biome
Yeah. Like
are
interact.
reacting
Yeah.
to each other. Here's how Pokemon in the Tundra biome, like you have the Tundra, the mountains, the Savannah, the
Coast.
meadows, the
Yeah.
coast is coast. Like that just feels so much more believable to me because of the Pokemon and the students in each area, because they're actually doing research,
And the missions
right?
reflect that too, like the BBQs, like the Blueberry
hmm
Academy quest, because like it's like take a picture of a Pokemon swimming. Like it's like you're actually like feel like you're researching along with it to an extent.
Yes, yes,
And I don't know, and it's what the academy's confirmed to be like off the coast of Unova, I believe, as well.
yes. Unova is Gen 5.
Yeah, so it's the black and white because like I think one the Lacey, it's Taro in
Yeah,
Japanese. I'm pretty sure she's the daughter of a gym leader from Unova. If
yeah.
I'm
She's the daughter of the ground type gym leader, Clayton.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved the brother and sister storyline in this whole thing. But like as a
Mhm.
whole, like just to kind of wrap things up here, Scarlet and Violet as a generation on the Switch 1, I guess we this was going to be brought up at some point without like you can't not talk about Scarlet and Violet without this. Cuz I was about to say like Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 1 is not it's probably in my mid Pokemon games cuz it ran so bad. It runs so bad. Maybe I'll send you the clip or like the picture of me T-posing on the bottom of the world and you can insert it right here in this video.
Mhm.
It's so bad. Like it was like not good, but it was still fun. Like glitches and all. I would recommend Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 2 if you are able to get a Switch 2. In America, I've heard you can get a Switch 2. In Japan, it's
Yeah.
been a little bit harder. Um,
Japan, they're now starting to just like put them on the
I have
shelves.
seen.
Like you don't have to enter a lottery anymore.
I got notified about that on Gayo too, so I think Gayo, one of the shops here in Japan, now just sells them.
hmm
But like, yeah, on the Switch 2, it runs like I feel like it was meant to run because there has been rumors that it was supposed to always come out on the Switch 2, but the Switch 2 got delayed.
hmm
And it would be in my top 3 Pokemon games with the DLC like included. Like that to me is like one whole game, right? And I truly believe that Scarlet and Violet's in my top 3 Pokemon generations, alongside Gen 4 and Gen 2 for nostalgia reasons. I'm
Yeah.
I'm a Gen 5 hater. Maybe I just need to go play it again, but it's not my top 3. Sorry, guys.
I don't think you're a hater. I think you're just ignorant.
Wow. All right, calm down now.
I don't think you're a hater. I just think
Nah,
you're
I'm not
because
ignorant.
you
I did
haven't
play
finished
it.
it. You haven't
No,
finished it.
I beat Black and White one. I never
But you
beat.
haven't finished Black and White 2.
Haven't even touched it. I have it, but I haven't touched it. Um, that was a
Yeah,
gen I skipped over, as you guys remember from the first episode. But
mhm.
it is what it is, you know. I do
I'm
want to go
not trying to be rude there,
throwing
just
shade.
genuinely.
No, but like maybe we should just both play Black and White at the same time, and then we'll do a retrospect video on Gen 5, like finally getting me to go through it again. Maybe we'll have to do that in the future. But
Sure.
yeah, but Will, any final thoughts about Scarlet and Violet as this generation comes to a close, as we're coming back to Megas and Gen 10 on the horizon next year?
So I played Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 1, as did many other people when it first came out, right? Um, I think despite the issues, because I haven't had too many issues, most of my issues have just been like online things, and then like
Right.
when you first started the game. Other than that, I haven't really had any issues like graphics or glitches wise. I really enjoy Scarlet and Violet, and to me, Scarlet and Violet is kind of like the Little Caesars meme,
Oh.
where it's like Little Caesars is so good when you don't got someone in your ear telling you what to think, you know? It's
Mm-mm.
like, to me, Scarlet and Violet is such a good game. It does have its problems, but like what game doesn't have
So true.
problems, right?
Mm.
Um, but I would say it's easily one of my top five. Easily
Mm.
one of my top five Pokemon. Um, I love it. I love the DLC. I think they did a much better job than previous DLC, and like they really stepped up their game.
Mm.
Um, yeah, if I had to give it like 1 to 10 grade, I would give it like an 8.5,
Yeah,
I
that's
think, or
fair.
like I would give it like an 8.5. Ignoring some things, I would give it a 9.
Mm.
Yeah,
For sure. For me, I would.
ignoring
Yeah. You go ahead.
ignoring things ignoring things I've talked about on here, I would give it a 9 because I just enjoy the Pokemon series.
Yeah.
But realistically, I think I'd give it an 8.5.
Yeah. I think for me, I'd give it like a 7 on the Switch, a 6.5 without the DLC.
Okay.
But with the DLC on the Switch One, even I would give it an 8, 8.5.
hmm
And
hmm
on the Switch 2, like from start to finish, if you started on the Switch 2 and played all the way through on with the DLC, I would give it a 9. That is how strongly I do feel about the game. I do think the biggest glaring problem is the world does feel empty from time to time. From time
Yeah,
to time.
100%.
But I wonder if that was just based off of how clunky and frame droppy the Switch 1 was. Because on the Switch
hmm
2, I have a different perspective of it, you know.
hmm
But I do wonder if that has something to do. But regardless, that will be all for our episode of Apex this week. We are so happy with the Scarlet and Violet era, but we are super excited in the TCG for the Mega era and for Gen 10 coming out next year for the VGC. Let us know in the comments below, what is your best or worst memory with Scarlet and Violet era, whether it be TCG or VGC? Hit us with that like if you do enjoy this kind of content, and if you want to keep up with our content, please subscribe and hit that bell for notifications as well. Thank you guys so much, and we will be back next week with Mega Evolutions DLC. What, Mega Dimensions? Oh my gosh, it's already coming. Whew. But we'll see you guys next week. This is Andrew and my wonderful, beautiful Will that you can't see right now. Signing off.
Thanks as always, guys. We appreciate it. Catch you next time.